And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace. The weekend is over.
It is. It's been a good weekend, a beautiful weekend.
It has, and I can tell that you're a little bit. What's the word for it? Red.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is not really red too much. I don't know.
It's sure
I was
looking
out,
at-
I was cutting grass, so, but like my arms right in here is kind of red.
Lawnmower girl is what we're going to call her.
Yeah. It was hot, very hot outside yesterday.
And if you think yesterday was hot, welcome to today, as we'll get into that. About 90 degrees today before it's all said and done. So expect warm weather. We just got a report that traffic is backed up Highway 19. If you were coming out of Walmart where you go toward Chandler Road on Highway 19, traffic is backed up there. It's been a fender bender this morning.
Okay.
So Meridian Police Department is on the scene, and so expect a little bit of a delay in that area there by Walmart.
Right.
So, woof.
Just be careful.
So what'd you do other than mow grass this weekend?
Really nothing. I mean, I didn't really have a set schedule of things to do. We kind of went and just looked at some campers Saturday. I mean,
Dreaming?
Yeah. Well, we've thought about getting another one. You know, I don't know. It's a lot of money. A big investment.
It is an
So,
investment.
I don't
but
know if we're doing it.
A lot of people love doing that. I just don't have the time to go camping. If I bought one, it'd end up sitting in the yard, and I'd just look at it.
We have a camper. It's an older camper, but we remodeled the whole thing, so it's nice. But we just wanted something a little bigger.
It was like a new car. You get the itch
Yeah.
every once in a while, and you feel like you got to have it.
Yeah.
Then you have the buyer's remorse about 30 days later when that first payment
Why
comes
did I
in.
do that? Why? Yeah.
If you're just tuning in to Me TV, welcome. And this is like maybe a shock to you. You've never seen us before. Let us introduce ourselves. I'm Scotty Ray.
And I'm Candace.
She cuts hair in town.
I do.
And hopes to one day be a telemarketer, also pushing warranties on cars.
Look, don't believe everything he says if it has to do with me.
A few of you remember me from years ago being on the radio in the Meridian area, and y'all were very kind to me through the years of ratings and watching and listening. And for a few times, we were on Twin States News through the years with different things. They'll also be covering severe weather. That's what I do now, is severe weather. We do this on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and also here at the Twin States News. When weather breaks out, we'll let you know and give you street-by-street coverage as it happens. Most importantly is keeping you safe, and that's what we're going to do.
Right.
Give you landmarks that you know that are close to where you live, till you'll know when I need to go to my shelter. Those hopefully our next round is tornado weather season is just about over. Anything can happen. We'll have some severe thunderstorms throughout the summer. The next thing that we're watching is hurricane season, and we'll be on top of that also. And hopefully we never have anything as bad as we did 10 years or so ago.
Yeah. Another addition to this, and what is good, is you can interact
Yes.
with us. We have, like, you can go online to the social media sites. If you also, with watching on the WMDN, you can ask questions or, put some, just whatever comments you want, up there, and we can interact with you. And same thing with weather.
Exactly. If you need to know what's going on near you, you'll be able to do that.
Yes.
We mentioned, we teased this weekend Chad Prather, who is a comedian. I think a lot of folks have seen him. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of him, because you're going to recognize the guy from social media. He's always telling jokes. He's the guy in the pickup truck that always sits there with a cowboy hat. This is this guy. He's going to be in Forest, Mississippi on Thursday night along with Colt Ford. Now, I don't want anybody to be surprised when they bump into Colt Ford, because I remember when I was radio, they sent me the first record. I was like, it's country rap. There's no other way to word it.
Yeah.
And I'm not a rap guy, but he's going to be there. Andy Griggs, do y'all remember him? Ira Dean, he's going to be there. And Mitchell Tenpenny. So they're going to be at the Scott County Coliseum. That's coming up on Thursday night. And what we're going to do this week is today and tomorrow, anybody that makes a comment on our social media there, we'll throw your name into the hat for the drawing and pull for it Wednesday morning to give you time enough to prepare to go on Thursday. Pretty neat.
I know, it is neat. He also has like a show on, not just the little videos that he does in his truck.
Oh, he does the whole thing?
Yeah, he has a Chad Prather show, and they talk about politics. They talk about a little bit of everything. He even like toyed around with the fact that he might run for governor
really
in Texas or something. Yeah, but he's good to listen to. He makes a lot of sense. He's conservative. He's
very conservative.
But I think it'd probably be a good show to go to. I wish we could go, but my son leaves next week.
That's right. Headed off to boot camp.
Yes, basic training. He leaves on Monday, so I'm trying to spend all the time I can with him this week.
So what camp is he going to? Where is it that they send you to your first stint?
San Antonio, Texas.
There's a lot of traffic there. I don't want to scare you, but there's a lot of cars there.
Oh, I've been there before years ago, but I hope everything goes well with that.
And I don't think they let him call mommy every day, do they?
No.
You're probably going to
He would die if he heard you say mommy. He'd go, oh my gosh.
Are you trying to make friends like his captain and talk to him? How's my baby doing?
No, I told him, I said, just go ahead and tell him your mama's crazy. Anyway, and just because I said, I will drive to San Antonio.
And she's like most moms, but Candace is a tad bit, and I'm gonna go ahead on a limb, a little overprotective with her kids.
I am
just a wee bit there.
They will say that. They say I'm overbearing, probably, but
they would probably duck down in a crowd and hide from her.
Well, they probably would. They probably would. But anyway, he leaves Monday. I've had several meltdowns already about it.
So do you know is there like a large crowd from the Meridian area that is going to be getting shipped off with him? Is it several people from here?
I know of, I think one other boy is leaving that he knows at the same time. Now, when he was sworn in, another one of his friends from school was sworn in the same day, but he's not leaving until August. I think it depends on their tech school, which is a school they go to right after basic training that has to do with the job they'll be doing at the base, when they go to the base. But he'll be in like the machine shop. So his tech school, had to do with the date that he left. But like I literally had 2 weeks to prepare for him leaving because I was thinking it was going to be later in the summer, but I was surprised when they said June 1st. So anyway.
Hang in there. That's something coming for Candace. My life is a little bit calmer this weekend. It was all good. Sunny, bright. Angie tried to make me work in those awful flower garden things she's got around the house.
They're pretty though.
Now I've got a neighbor who is single, and I'm going ahead and call him out. His name is Ken. Ken does not have one single plant in his yard. You know how long it takes him to cut his grass? He's done. Yeah. And I'm on the Ken program. I'm thinking that it would look better to have it just that way.
No. If a woman is involved, you got to have some flowers.
Holy
You got to have that curb appeal, Scotty Ray.
It's all kinds of curb up in here. I'm about sick of it. Let's say some good mornings to a few folks that have started watching this morning. And again, if you're watching on television, you can go to Scotty Ray's Weather on Facebook, or you can go to YouTube and find us and comment and get your name in the drawing for the Chad Prather tickets.
That's right.
Good morning goes out to Miss Joyce Godwin. She's watching us this morning all the way from Tennessee. Salute to you. Also, Jeremiah Johnson. Now, get this. Now, this is probably our farthest this morning that we've seen. Seattle, Washington. Appreciate that.
Yes. Carolyn Culpepper Hodge says good morning. And Miss Ann Cook, good morning to you.
She's such a sweet lady, and she makes good cookies and just doesn't share enough of them with me. Miss Donna Roseman is having a good morning. Thank you for watching. All the way from Preston, Mississippi, we welcome Miss Terry Carter. Thank you.
Bruce Aiken says good morning. And Miss Sandy Gardner was wondering about DirecTV. I'm not sure this...
No, we're not on DirecTV. Yeah. Well, we're on. You can get us antenna, and you can get us on the cable networks in Philadelphia and also in Meridian.
Yes, because I have DirecTV at home also, and it's Let's see. Elmer Talbert says good morning. He's watching, and Brian and Mandy Guest, they say good morning from Philadelphia.
Hey, always a great town to go visit there.
That's right.
Let's see here. I will look up your question there in just a second of what channel it is. And also, Alan Nicholson, good morning. Hope wants to wish his best friend Melanie Sharp a birthday. Glad to do that. Hope she has a big one there. Lots of candles.
Miss Charlene Etheridge says congratulations about going on TV.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Charlene.
Linda Jane watching from Giles, Mississippi. That's right there at the state line. We do appreciate that.
Miss Pat Banks is watching from Macon, Mississippi.
Tabby Joe Long, I'm going to say Tabby Joe is up from, I want to say that's DeKalb that you're watching from, if I'm not mistaken there. Joe Collins should be a great show Thursday night. He's looking forward to that out with Chad Prather.
Miss Darlene Sister says we're making her morning bright.
Well, good. Glad we could do
It's a
that.
beautiful day, too, outside, I'm telling you.
Had just a teeny bit of fog right there at daylight, and it's all burned off. Everything looks good now.
Vicky Wallace, let's see, she forgot about them coming to Scott County.
Yeah.
She says, wow.
And that's a good facility if you've never been there before.
I've not been there.
You got Wendy's here, and you just turn right on that frontage road, and it's sitting at that big building there.
Okay.
Easy to find, too.
It ought to be a good show, though, really.
It should be.
He can put a good show on just on the video.
Now, and I went blank a minute ago when we were talking about Ira Dean. He was a part of a trick pony, if I'm not mistaken, was a part of that, if I remember right. But he was a member of that group years ago. Poor Me. I don't know if you remember that song or not.
Now, did she go out on her own?
I think so.
Okay.
And then it went flop.
Goodness.
Just being honest about the situation. It's such a rarity that a group can break up and go out on their own. You know, you even go back into the 80s. You remember the group Restless Heart? It was huge. You know, it was almost neck and neck there for a little while with Alabama. And the lead singer thought, well, I can go do this. Flop. Yeah. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, you always wish them well, you know.
Right.
But sometimes people just don't.
Richie McDonald tried it from Lone Star later on. It didn't work for him either. And most of the time, they'll end up after a few years going, okay, it didn't work out. And they try to go back and put the group together. And then the damage is done.
Well, we wish him well.
Yeah.
For sure.
Happy birthday. Linda Jane wants to wish to Tracy Luke.
All right. Happy birthday, Tracy Luke. Joe Collins, let's see. He saw Chad at a Carnival cruise ship.
Well, I mean, oh.
He must be a little bit everywhere, I guess.
The boy's working again.
I know.
Glad to.
Charlene Gaddy says good morning, and Miss LaWanda Grantham is watching.
Okay, we just beat our long distance. Dwayne Chandler watching us from Saudi. That's a little bit further out there.
He is married to a friend of mine from high school. So
Get out of here.
But good morning, Dwayne. And let's see, Kyla Moore says good morning from Scuba, Mississippi.
There we go. Eddie Seipel is watching. Thanks over there. Seipel's Mills. Good morning from Lake, Mississippi. A lot of folks watching there from Lake. I like that area there.
Miss Charlotte Gray is watching, and Joyce Stamper, she says good morning.
And Lynn Stewart pointed out Comcast Channel 248 if you want to watch us on television there.
Right.
Also, from Bailey, Mississippi, we welcome Brad Rayner. So a big thank you for watching there in Bailey also. Years ago, and I don't know if anybody remembers this, when I worked in radio overnight, I worked at Bailey Grocery during the daytime, then I go work in radio at night. And that's why I didn't look so good on Saturday mornings when my eyes were swollen. I've been up all night.
Scotty Ray at Bailey Grocery. We used to live up on the hill in that house from Bailey Grocery.
You did?
Yeah, we did. We did.
Out of here.
I caught the bus down at Bailey Grocery. I did.
But that was so many moons ago, and now Bailey Grocery is gone.
It is.
It's
It is. It's
nothing
bad.
but a parking lot.
I used to love going in there.
And then the
It was just like
gin across the street, gone.
It is. It's a big pile of gravel there or something now.
I know, but everybody likes getting the gravel from there, though. I think
I'm sure they help themselves.
Yeah, they put up a sign that says, don't be doing this. And I want to say some folks might have gotten some trouble over that a few years back.
I bet. I mean, yeah, people think you can just go help yourself
Yeah.
just because there's a pile of it there. Don't work that way.
Naughty. You get caught.
No.
Let's talk about our friends at Snowden Real Estate Company. And I'll tell you what, this is one of the most honest people that you will ever bump into. And I brought this up before. I knew this when she was a baby girl. She's a sweetheart. She takes care of folks now when it comes to finding your home. Snowden and Company, 453-3937. They're located right here in Meridian. You can find them up in Broadmoor, right down from News Restaurant there on the back street there. If it's time to sell your home, you're thinking about it, talk to them first. Let them appraise your home, let you know what it's worth. And they'll do that by going out and getting market strategy. And that's analysis of comparable homes that have sold near you. to get you the most money there.
That's right.
Skill negotiations, precise attention to detail. That's what they're going to do for you. And all you have to do is show up and sign. It's important to have somebody that understands all of that.
It's one of the most important investments you'll ever make.
It is. In most cases in our lives, the most money that you'll ever spend on anything.
That's right.
She takes care of you in Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton, Neshoba, Clark counties. These are a few of the homes in the background that she's got up for sale. If you want a big pond, they got that. SnowdenRealEstate.com. Visit them, 453-3937. This is Amanda. That's what she looks like, so you can spot her on the street there. She'll help you any way she can. A certified real estate negotiating expert, and that's what she is. More coming up with Scotty Ray Candace.
I was injured on my job, and I applied for Social Security, but I got denied.
I thought that money belonged to me if I got hurt on the job. I just want to know how to get my money.
I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. Let me go to work for you and get the money you deserve.
Richard Schwartz cut all that red tape, and now I'm approved and getting my benefits.
Call me, Richard Schwartz, and get the answers you need and the compensation you deserve. We know the law and we know how to help you.
And good old Richard, welcome back as we bring you it's Monday. Can you believe that weekend flew by so fast?
It did fly by. But it was a beautiful weekend. Got a lot of stuff done, so that's a plus. Got a lot more to do.
It always works that way.
It does.
This was breaking news a minute ago. This was in Mississippi where they were reporting that an alligator was found at a Mississippi home. Look at that as they're trying to pull that out.
He's a little angry.
I wouldn't want to be a game warden by any stretch of the imagination of folks that want you to come pick up things like that. And since we brought up that story, here's the big news. If you're into that kind of thing, Mississippi's alligator hunting season is going to be opening up in August. Now, they've caught some humdingers, I think is the word for it.
Out at Oak Tibby, roundabout, where we live, up in that area, you can constantly at night, you'll see people out there with lights when it's alligator season because they're hunting alligators. But, we've had 2 in our pond, and we had to get the game warden to come and get them.
You got a little hungry?
Yeah, they were like 4.5 foot ones, but they were still very angry.
The season's
even that small.
I don't want nothing to do with no alligator. You remember the one they found not long ago where they had all those dog tags that he had?
Oh, he'd eaten dogs.
Yeah. I mean, they're ferocious. They're not pets.
No, and they will come up the creeks from the reservoir and get in your ponds. That's how but the game warden says they can find, he said you could blindfold them, put them out in the middle of a field, and they're going to go straight to water.
Really?
Yes, they just have that instinct. So
now I've also heard that if you're ever anywhere like New York, don't go in the sewer system because people get them as pets and they think, oh, I don't want them, flush them down the toilet. Next thing you know, they're in the sewer system and will eat you. So don't go walking in there. All those scary movies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't think I'd be down in the sewers.
August 27th through September the 6th is when alligator season is in the great state of Mississippi. So if you're wanting to go do that. Let's see here. This is going to be a heated debate that is happening in Mississippi headed toward the Supreme Court. This is the last abortion clinic in Mississippi. It's in Jackson. It's the big pink building, and it is going before the Supreme Court for them to make a decision on this. It's going to be interesting to see which way this goes.
It will be.
With the new setup that we've got in the Supreme Court.
Yeah. We know the last Supreme Court justice, was totally against abortion. But like we talked about the other day, they're supposed to rule not on their emotions. They're supposed to rule by law.
By the law. But, with most things, I'm afraid there's a lot, the way our atmosphere is turned in the United States, I think there's a lot of things that people do off emotion nowadays than they do by what the law really is.
Right.
Naughty.
That's obvious.
It is.
But it is, it's a very touchy subject, abortion. But, regardless of what anybody thinks, it's still a life,
It absolutely is.
Regardless of when or...
And, you had Texas just sign in the 6 weeks. It doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to do it. Strong.
Right.
With several other southern states. And if you if you're watching anywhere near the Mississippi River and you've seen this flying around, it does look kind of weird. As we go to Magnolia State Live, they show this. This is a helicopter. And if you've seen this flying around the Mississippi River, they're judging how deep the Mississippi River is with this thing. It's a radar system that follows along. A pretty neat little thing. I've never seen that before.
I've not seen this at all until,
Yeah.
I'm here. So, but that is neat that they can.
Just to give you a heads up, and who knows, they may do lakes and stuff with that. I've just never laid eyes on anything like that before. Some good news. This is always neat when somebody gets to come home from serving their country, and this happened in Mississippi as well. This was up near Tupelo. He surprised his son at school, Corbinotts. He was 10 years old, a fourth grader there.
When I see the videos, it just makes me cry when you see all these kids, with their parents. They'll surprise them or pop up out of a box or just little things like that, or show up at a ball game
or graduation.
Right. And I mean, you don't think about, you think about the spouses a lot of times, but a lot of people don't think about the kids. And
it's hard on a child to do without a parent.
Yes, it is. My older two girls, their dad was in the military, and so I had to watch, them cry when he left, and if he called home or whatever. But anyway, when he would come home, it was always a reunion like this. So I feel for these families going through that.
And don't forget what's coming up next week, Memorial Day. A very special day for America to remember. And we'll have more about that. And there's probably going to be some ceremonies in the area that we will talk about. Did we mention about the young girl that was found in Meridian?
No, we haven't mentioned it yet, but
let's bring that up. We had a 12-year-old girl that it was on social media all weekend long that had come up missing, and the parents were nervous. She'd taken a car, and I think her mother's purse and left the house.
Yes.
She was found safe. The law enforcement found her, and she's been returned home. So that's
thank
good.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. I can't imagine. I can't imagine as a parent. You know how I am, and I would be just.
You'd be a wreck.
All to pieces. I would be. So thank
also,
goodness.
At the Ag Center over the weekend, that Twin States Festival happened. They had a bunch of barbecue and singing. I saw a bunch of pictures from that.
Yeah.
Big crowd there also.
I'm so glad that we can do these things now, that we can have
Yes.
these get-togethers, and people are getting out socializing a lot more. I mean, it's just like a breath of fresh air. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
After wearing the masks. Goodness.
Also, over the weekend, there was a shooting at Western Gardens. It left one person dead over the weekend. The same apartment complex where there was a fire on Friday morning that left 5 people, 5 homes were destroyed there in the apartments. So not a good weekend there.
Yes.
That's still under investigation. Police are on that over the weekend of what happened here. If you're just turning on your TV and you're going, what's going on? I'm Scotty Ray along with Candace, and you can join us on social media and interact with us. Let's see here. Carolyn Shepard is watching from Scuba. Thank you.
That's right.
Did we mention Brad Rainey watching from Bailey? I'm not sure.
You did.
Okay. Let's see here. And also good morning to Melissa McWhorter for watching. Thank you. We appreciate that.
She's watching on the May TV 24.3.
Yeah.
WMDM.
We appreciate that.
Somebody had asked about on Dish. I don't think it's on Dish.
No, it's
either.
not available on Dish.
It's like Comcast cable, and there's another cable. Out of Newton.
In Philadelphia, you can
Philadelphia.
watch it on all of those.
But the social media, just go to Scotty Ray's Weather on Facebook or YouTube, and you can watch us. Comment.
Tragic over the weekend. I'm not sure if everybody is aware of this, but have you ever been to Stone Mountain or anywhere like that, or maybe to Gatlinburg?
Yes.
And you ride, what do you call those little cars?
I don't know what you call them, but they're very, very high up, going on cable cars. I guess like a cable car.
Here's the scene of what happened in an Italian cable car fell this weekend. 14 people were killed. The last I heard, there was only one left that was still alive, and they had been rushed to the hospital. It was a child.
That is so scary.
Horrible.
I've always been. I've never ridden in one of those, but I've always been nervous when I would see them. I would just think, "Gosh, that is so high up."
Now, I've always seen the movies to where was that years ago where they were stuck in Memphis or somewhere like that for hours trying to get people that were hung in those cable cars.
Oh, really?
I am not getting on one. I have never been on top of Stone Mountain, nor do I ever plan on being on it. Angie and the kids went up, but not me.
Well, anything could happen. I mean, you're not, you want to think that you're safe up in but like even those, what do you call them? The chairlift things?
Yeah, I ain't doing that either.
I watched a video the other day where it was at a ski resort, and the chairlift, I guess the motor malfunction that brought them all around, and it went like at Mach speed.
So he was chunking people?
It was scary. It was flying, and people, when they would come down to the bottom, it would just sling them out, and then the chairs would just stack up together. It was scary. I mean, You don't think about stuff like that happening, but I guess anything can
I
happen.
do. That's why I don't ride them. I've seen one too many of those horror movies that, I mean, that really affected me as a kid.
We hope everybody stays safe when you're going to do something like that.
But you know, that newest thing in Gatlinburg is that. It's like something over Gatlinburg where you can ride that and you can see everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I ain't going there. That's just my thoughts there. If we brought this up several times, if you're a new viewer to us, we have talked about this before, but it seems to be an ever-growing problem across America, especially cities outside of the Deep South. Right. It's just bad. As we pull this up, the mayor of St. Louis, and this is by far the murder capital of America, has cut the budget by $4 million. And she is claiming that more cops do not prevent crime.
What are these people thinking? I don't understand their way of thinking.
Their process.
I know. I mean, what do you...
If criminals don't see cops, they do more. It's just like as a kid, if a child is not spanked, he's going to do more, or he's not corrected. However you want to word that.
I could think of a lot of areas where you could cut the budget. And to me, law enforcement would not be one of them at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, this is why we have chaos in this country. And, you know, these people are not respected. I mean...
And the bad apples are being tended to. They're being taken out. I know that there's some viewers that would go, well, there's some bad, yes, but they're being taken care of.
Right.
But you cannot be lawless at all.
When you have the leaders of these cities not standing up for the police, what do you expect the citizens are going to do?
Yeah.
You know, you're a leader. You're supposed to be an example setter. You know.
Well, you know, and then these cities that have set up this stuff to where they're not even going to make arrests for crimes. Like if you steal something $1,000 and less, they're not going to do anything to you. How does a small business make it to where somebody walks in the store and knows that they can steal it?
Well, you can't. I mean, they can't make it.
You're going to fold.
On a system like that. That doesn't even make sense. I mean.
And by far, America is made up. It's not large companies. It's small businesses that really make America thrive. That's what the as a whole works. So it does worry us.
Well, I hope more people stand up for the police and respect them. I mean, of course, you know, you'll have bad apples in anything in life that you have. But it should not, as a whole, like, you know, make everybody else look bad.
Right.
You know, it shouldn't. So
good morning.
We appreciate our police.
Ooh, don't we ever? And we got a story that's a good ending here. Yes. Good morning to Jimmy Robinson, watching all the way from Money Springs, which is up near Cow Creek in Kemper County. We do appreciate you watching there. This one, I would show the video to this, but it's very hard to see because it's a body cam. Right. But this is one of those where one cop made a difference. And this was in Virginia. He come up on a wreck, and a woman was overturned. If you'll look at the car, he picked the car up by himself and flipped it over to get her out from under it. And that's what you would call one of those adrenaline rushes.
Yes.
So salute to that cop. It's a lot of unsung heroes that don't get praised for what they've done.
Well, you know, just like I mentioned the other day, my daughter had a blown out tire on the side of 45 not long ago, and the Kemper County Sheriff's Department the deputies happened to be driving by and stopped and changed her tire for her. I mean, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Little things like that mean a lot, you know,
I saw
especially to a parent.
The Highway Patrol posted, it was a lady that was passing through Mississippi that done that not long ago, and a trooper stopped and helped her, and she sent a picture back. It went viral. That was a pretty neat little thing.
Well, I really appreciated it as a parent. We were headed there to go change her tire, and I was a nervous wreck that, like, something was going to happen to her before we got there because, I mean, on the side of the highway.
Yeah.
You know, anyway. But.
Again, I want to remind you, if you're just kind of tuning in, make sure that you make a comment, and your name will go into a drawing where we're going to be giving away the Chad Prather tickets that is coming up in Forest, Mississippi on Thursday night. So if you'd like to go, make sure you comment where you're from or something like that to get your name in the hat for that drawing. Pretty neat deal. Let's see here. Sunshine today. We're going to be. This is if you saw the story that I put out a little bit earlier. This week is going to be record-breaking temps all across the South, from here to Georgia. Expected to be over 90 this week, and maybe break some records here in the Mississippi area as well.
Yes.
So if you got to be outside, start doing like the old folks used to do. Remember the old saying of you get up early and then you do it in the afternoons.
Right.
That during the day is awful.
The middle part of the day. I mean, my little boy had been little sickly with sinusy junk. They had like baseball practice just in the middle of the hottest part of the day, and I was like, you're not going that.
And I had some issues last week with some sinus stuff, and I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, it's bad this time of year. I don't know, something must be blooming.
And we did a on our podcast that we do a story about common colds to where truly it is. And ladies, I don't know if you believe me or not, but it's worse on a man to get a cold than it is a woman.
I believe it.
I had
believe
scientific.
it. I think women are a lot stronger.
They are when it comes
They
to a
handle
cold.
stuff a lot better, I think.
When I had my heart attack, I dealt with that so much better than I did with a cold.
Yeah.
Maybe because I was out of it and I didn't know what I was really doing.
Well, a cold in the summertime when you're burning up hot and you have to go outside and you can't breathe.
Oh, yeah.
You can't breathe through, you can't sleep without, having a stopped nose. It's just awful.
You had to breathe through your mouth.
Yes.
Oh, heavens.
Yes. But anyway.
Go visit your local doctor there. Is it still at this point, if you were to go in with a cold, that they would hit you with the test you for COVID regardless?
I don't know. I mean, we had to my husband took my little boy the other day, and I don't think they tested him or anything, but he just had a little sinusy junk going on. But anyway, I guess they're not maybe testing for every time you go.
Right. It's scary. I've heard you've had it done. I never went.
I've had it several times.
Isn't it about yay long?
It is not pleasant.
Isn't it real long and they go way?
I just closed my eyes when I saw the stick. I thought I was just praying out loud.
I really hate that I didn't go and video that.
If somebody had a video, they'd have probably laughed. I mean, because it is not pleasant. Some people say, "Oh, it wasn't nothing." I'm like, really? I thought it touched my brain.
I've heard a lot of people say that.
It's not nice.
Let's see. Jerry Wayne Tucker watching this morning from B&G Woodyard there in Lake Mississippi. We appreciate that. Also, good morning to Linda Culpepper watching and Debbie Penny tuning in this morning. This would be awful because you see a lot of people go buy houses, when they put them up for auction for land taxes and whatnot. One of these TV shows, HGTV's Rehab Addict Rescue, she bought a home from somebody for $17,000. Here's the headline. And then she put $60,000 into it. She paid $17,000 for it. And then come to find out the bank had already taken the home away from the people and they sold it to her.
Oh my goodness.
And it's been in court for 2 to 3 years now. I mean, can you imagine? I couldn't afford to lose that much money over that period of time.
You would think the bank would have been keeping tabs on the home. I've watched her before.
Or the lawyer that they bought it from that would have shown that. This is you ever watched her show?
Yeah, I have. I've watched it. She's done some pretty homes.
That's the house that she bought. And she went in and done a bunch of work to it.
I've watched her working on that house.
You have?
Yes, I have watched her working on it. It was a lot of work.
It's looking like it's going to get worked out. The bank's going to release it. It was just like a day's notice. They put, foreclosure within so many days, and it was just within a day. I think she's going to end up with the home in the end after the lawsuit with the mayor.
Well, I mean, this is just
spooky.
common sense. If somebody sells a house to you that size for $17,000,
But did you look at it?
I know
I'm not so sure it was worth
does
that.
look like it needs a lot. It needs a lot of work, but still, $17,000. I mean, I would question that.
But it takes guts.
You could do a title search, couldn't you?
Yeah, and that's what your attorney does.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't do their job
Somebody
on
dropped
that.
the ball.
Yeah, major.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have the guts to sink that much into one.
Well, I guess if you don't pay very much for it, you think, well, I can put this much into it,
But there's folks that have made millions doing that, and God bless them.
And then you could flip it, just resell it.
What's that couple that does it down in Laurel?
Oh yeah, well, it's called Hometown.
Yeah.
The show is on HGTV. I cannot think of what their last name is, but I've watched that several times too.
And it's
really
caught
good.
on, hasn't it?
It really has. They have done several of the old homes in the town. I would love to see something like that happen in Meridian, like them come to Meridian or somebody, a group get up and do the houses. I know we have like a historic home group here at Meridian that redoes some of the homes. But we have so many beautiful homes that are just kind of deteriorating, in town. They're
Like
beautiful.
that purple house that we've talked about. Was it 23rd, 27th? Where is that house? That big.
Is it
has-
the one down from Point Rex?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a really pretty one. It was pink, I think, at one time or something. But
Beautiful houses.
I love the old homes. I mean, they just don't make them like that anymore.
And Meridian, the home that they really lost that I hate, set across from the Temple Theater over there to the right. If y'all remember that big antebellum home that sat there, gosh, it was pretty. Right down from Meyer and Rosenbaum. And every now and then, somebody will put that picture on Remember When in Meridian, if you're associated with that group on Facebook. Gorgeous.
Yes.
Hated to see that happen.
Just like the home up by West Lauderdale that is for sale. I hope
Yeah.
somebody gets that home and redoes it. It would hurt my heart if if I come by one day and they were, tearing it down or something. I hope somebody gets it.
And there's a lot of people that don't know this because it's just been decades, but I've seen pictures of it. Where the Meridian Public Library sits was probably one of the biggest homes in Meridian that was torn down for
Really?
that library to go, oh my gosh, it was beautiful. And if you can find that picture, somebody inbox me that and I'll share it because it was a beautiful home.
Like I said, I have a book of it's about Meridian, and it's old pictures. I mean, even when like the cable cars were coming through, like the,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring it one day and we're gonna go through it and maybe post some pictures.
Christy Johnson Belk told us the name of the show is Aaron and Ben Napier. Is that how you say it?
Napier.
On HTV Hometown.
Yes.
And it really makes you proud that somebody from Mississippi is doing so well.
It really is. It's kind of a Joanna and Chip Gaines version,
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, where they give people a choice of several homes and they pick the home and then they redo it for them. And they also have a store down there. I think it's called Laurel Mercantile down there that they have. He's a woodworker and does some beautiful things. I mean, really yes.
Debbie Penny said she didn't know I had a heart attack. I did. It was like Fred G. Sanford. Angie gave me the big one.
Look, what was it? 2 weeks before you went to the doctor, or maybe a week, that we were here at y'all had a cooking, and he's asking one of our nurse friends, like, what does it mean when you like feel like this and feel like that? And we're like, why have you not gone to the doctor?
I drugged that out.
Yes.
Probably 3 weeks. I was having mini heart attacks for like 3 weeks and didn't know it. And
That's scary.
It's serious. So, and you remember the commercial that Rush Hospital used to run that said, I felt it in my chest, they ran it forever.
Right.
And then my arm went numb. Well, my arm didn't go numb. So I kept thinking, I've always heard everybody say your arm goes numb. If you feel funny in your chest, you better go have it checked.
A lot of people will think indigestion,
And they were telling me up there that women, it doesn't necessarily have to be a chest pain. It could be in the stomach or somewhere else.
Women show a lot different symptoms than men, from what I understand. Like, even I've heard of somebody having like severe pain in the middle of her back. I mean, and just different things. But always, if you feel
Hey, but don't believe that stuff
Not
they
so
tell you
good.
that you're going to feel like 10 different men when you get done.
we're just glad God had his hand on Scotty Ray.
He had it wrapped around me several
he
times
really
there.
did. He did.
A blessing. And it really changes, we talk about God a lot.
Yes, we do.
It really put my priorities straight on where I was and where I needed to go.
Right.
Material things in life don't mean anything.
You can't take them with you. Yeah.
There ain't no U-Haul. I've seen a couple funerals that had a U-Haul behind it, but you ain't going to get it in the grave, let me tell you.
Yeah. I mean, it does put things into a lot different perspective, for sure, when something like that happens.
It does. So just, always treat each day as if it's your last, because you really don't know when you walk out a door to go somewhere.
That's right.
So it makes you be kinder to people every day, right?
Right.
So this is Be Nice
Have a
to
lot
Me
more
Day.
tolerance. For
Yeah, have a
some
lot of
things.
tolerance over here.
I tolerate Scotty Ray on a daily basis.
Let's take a minute and talk about our friends at Master Flo Plumbing. Now, they handle the folks all the way from Hattiesburg to the Gulf Coast. They take care of a lot of people when it comes to plumbing. If you've got an issue going on in your home, this is where they've had to dig under a home and do a lot of work there. They had a problem underneath the slab, and they crawled under, fixed it, put it back like it was. Here's a line that had to replace all the way to the road. And this is where probably a truck run over a line in your yard, had something delivered, broke the pipe. They had to go in and fix it. As you dig deeper, this is a water line replaced all the way to the road. This is what I'm talking about underneath your home. You see that pipe there?
Right.
If your home was built before 90, back in the days, they used to put metal piping underneath the slab, and it will rust in two. That's a picture of it right there. That's what happens. And they go in and fix that. They put all the dirt back under it. This is what it looks like when you wake up and you've got a concrete slab and there's water running. You go, oh no.
Yes.
They can handle
Which can
that.
lead to so many other issues like mold and everything.
And if you need a faucet replaced or a handle, they can do all that stuff for you. And also, for only $125, they can clean out your pipes, get it going, a warranty on it for 60 days, and no charge to come fix it. Also, they'll do septic tanks. They do all of this stuff here when it comes to taking care of you, getting your tile. Maybe you need some tile work done. That's a bathroom they done. If it has anything to do with plumbing, they
That's
handle
right.
it.
And when your drains don't work, they do.
That's right. See them today at Master Flo Plumbing. They'll help you out from Hattiesburg all the way to the coast. 228-870-0471.
Seasonal changes can have a big effect on your energy use. When outside temperatures soar either up or down, your heating and cooling system works overtime to maintain a comfortable temperature inside your home, regardless of whether you ever touch your thermostat settings. But there are easy, inexpensive ways you can stay in control of your energy use. Visit emepa.com for energy-saving tips today. East Mississippi Electric Power Association is your local Touchstone Energy cooperative.
We had just moved to Mississippi when an 18-wheeler hit our little car. We called Richard Schwartz. He was very professional, kind, and caring. But maybe most importantly, he got us the result we were looking for.
I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
And welcome back as we head toward the top of the hour. The morning is flying. There's a lot going on, and a lot of people suspected this. And I could never say the man's name right, so I'm going to turn it over to you.
It's Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, I cannot say his name.
Yeah.
But the guards, you remember they kept saying, "Oh, we were watching everything."
Oh yeah.
Turns out that was a lie, and they were Googling around on the internet. They were taking naps, and what's to say? Maybe there's more to that story than meets the eye. But they've avoided jail time. They've cut a plea deal. And, of course, during that time that they were napping or playing on the internet, he ended up dead.
Right.
Now, did the man commit suicide? Will always be a mystery.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation about that. So.
But, you know, the guy that does all those HBO autopsies, and I can't, that famous doctor, he
I know who you're
said,
talking about.
he said it was homicide, and then they ruled it otherwise. I almost want to tend to go with him. I mean, he investigated Elvis.
You know, is it Ghislaine or Ghislaine Maxwell, the lady who was in on all that with him? You know, she's still in jail. I'm surprised that she is still.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, you know.
Because she puts
she knows a lot.
Yeah. And when bad people, well, y'all know how that ends.
Yeah, she knows a lot about a lot of probably high profile people. And so I'm just anxious to see, you know, how all this turns out. I think it's kind of ironic that all this mess with Bill Gates is going on with the divorce.
Ties.
And, you know, he had something to do with Epstein. And I'd heard just different things about.
There's a new headline about Bill Gates and him just about every day now.
Yeah.
And that's about when his wife went, Right. She started making her way away from Bill. And you understand that now. It makes a whole lot more sense.
Oh, yeah.
Heartbreaking, this next story, as we bring it up, as we look across America here. And I'm sure that you see, this was in California over the weekend. The mother should not have, but it's a common thing in California and Houston with driving to where people use the, what was that? The California Howdy, as Granny put it in the Beverly Hillbillies, and they didn't know what it meant.
Oh, yeah.
She flipped a guy off, and with doing that, it made him mad. He shot in the car. And her 6-year-old son was shot dead through the car. I don't understand road rage. I really don't.
Right. I mean, I know people get aggravated with people, but don't do hand gestures and like I don't roll down windows and yell at them, and you know.
There was a movie coming out
because people are crazy and unpredictable, and you don't know how they're going to respond to that. You know,
during the first part of that pandemic, it was a movie that was going to come out with Russell Crowe, and it dealt with just this. He's going down the road, and a mother flips him off, and it makes him mad, and he follows her. The whole movie is about road rage, of him following her and getting even with her. Right. And I didn't see it, so I don't know how it ended up, but Russell Crowe was in it. Maybe you did. But watch people out there. You never know who's nutso in the car next to you.
Yeah, and two, people will, I've seen this happen. People get in front of people and go slow, real super slow, and on purpose. Yeah. To really like make them mad, you know.
And yes, I'm one of those when I'm scrolling through Facebook. It's, you know, those that shows the wrecks and things, especially the big truck things where people will run in front of an 18-wheeler and slam on brakes. They can't stop.
That's crazy. That's just asking.
Then there's that one that shows all the tires flying off cars and stuff. I get hooked every time. And if you watch one, it comes up on your news feed a lot after that. Just warning you. Thought I'd tell you that. One person has won some money, haven't they?
They have. We saw that on the billboard.
$515 million.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh my gosh, I cannot even.
I'd just take 1 million.
And it's a single ticket from Pennsylvania. So somewhere today, somebody knows they won. I do believe, and they're jumping up and down.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Let's hope they know.
There was a story 2 weeks ago, and I don't know if y'all saw this, of a lady who bought the winning ticket and she washed it in the jeans and destroyed the ticket, and she didn't get to claim the money.
Oh my gosh, that would be awful.
If it weren't for bad luck,
But obviously, she must have had her numbers written down on something else
to know it.
to know she won.
But she definitely did not get to claim that money. Horrible ending to that.
That would make me sick. It's like literally physically sick.
But, if you go back and you watch any of this, and I don't understand it. There was a guy that won the most money, and he is broke now. They waste all their money. They'll put down deposits on things and not really own anything and blow all of their money. And then somebody in their family becomes addicted to drugs because they quit having family time.
Well, I don't know how much of that they actually. I wonder how much of that
The payout?
because I'm sure they pull taxes and all kind of stuff out of it. But even with that taken out, still
You will get
penny.
$348.6 million in cash if you take the cash buyout. And that is the question: would you take the payments or would you take the cash payout?
I guess I would take the payout. I wouldn't want payments.
Most people do, because if you were to something happen to you, then your family wouldn't get the money; they wouldn't owe it. And so if you get the lump sum, you can put it in there. And
Well, I'd be worried that they at some point would stop making payments. Oh, we're out of money. We don't have it. Never mind.
so you hadn't had that reoccurring dream of Steve Harvey knocking on the door telling you you've won the $5,000?
No, not yet. Mm-mm.
Ed McMahon never showed up. Is all
I
I'm
would
telling
just
you.
say I'm not a lucky person when it comes to stuff like that. I just.
So have you ever been
wouldn't.
to a casino and won anything?
I have been to a casino. It's been years ago. I'm not a lucky person. If I did ever go, it was like I took $20. When that was gone, or maybe 30 or something. If that was gone, that was all I spent. I mean, I wasn't gonna sit there and just give my money away. Give my money.
I am not a winner
but I'm
either.
not lucky. I'm just not.
I was in Ohio with a gentleman, and me and him worked together, and we went out one night to eat and play, and they have them just down the street, and we walked in, and I spent my $20, and he high rolled it, spent $100, won $12,000 that night.
There's some people that they are so lucky in anything.
Yeah.
Like, if they touch it, it just turns to gold. I mean, I'm just not one of those people.
Yeah, I ain't either.
I'm just not. I wish I was.
We were joking. We went into, I think I was in Pennsylvania. We walked into a Bass Pro Shop. We were joking with the guy with us that he always wins everything. And they had a drawing. He dropped his name in the hat and got called a week later and won a trip to Branson, Missouri, all expenses paid. I mean, come on.
I know.
Jerry, if you're watching, I'm talking about you.
That's kind of like, well, I mean, I kind of use this as a comparison, I don't even know why I'm saying this, but you know how some people have these cars that look like they're going to fall apart just going down the road? They run till for days and years and all that. You can have a nicer
And it quits.
and it quits on you. I'm just like, I'm that person with the luck.
Well, I remember your transmission went out, a week after you got yours?
Yeah.
That's just horrible. That puts that
Fun times.
yeah, that burning feeling down in your gut of, oh my heavens.
Well, when my air started the other day not cooling, and I was like, what in the world? Really? So it was the Freon, but still, there must be a leak for the Freon to be.
I've had that happen once or twice. And we brought up this guy a few weeks ago, Dick Van Dyke. Do you remember him from the Dick Van Dyke show? And then him and Mary Tyler Moore had a show. You remember they used to sleep in the separate beds because you couldn't do that on television? The married couple. But look
Mary
at him.
Tyler Moore show?
Yeah.
Is that what that was?
Well, I think it was the Dick Van Dyke show, and she was his wife on there.
Okay. All right.
If I remember right. And then she went on to have her own show. But they had him in the news. He was giving out money to homeless people. He was giving $100 bills, helping out people. But look how good this man looks at 95 years old. This is him and Garth Brooks at an event at the Kennedy Center last week. At 90, I mean, he's spry.
He is.
And which leads me, is Bob Newhart still around?
I don't know. if Bob Newhart is still around. I don't know. We'd have to look.
It's
that
just
up.
like he never went away. I never really liked that show because he was so dry. It was not a favorite of mine.
The Bob Newhart show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when
where
he
they
had
were in had that
hotel?
bed and breakfast type thing? Yeah.
He was just blah.
I mean, I watched it all the time, but
We didn't
I
have no
just-
choices back then either.
yeah. Was that when we still had like 3 channels?
That was it.
Yeah.
That was your only way. If you
And you
didn't
had
like
to get
it,
the antenna that put the tinfoil on it to make.
that's when you were
Did
watching
y'all ever do that? I mean, we did when I was little.
Lawrence Welk on Saturday night. A
Right.
1, a 2, and a 3.
And we got up to watch cartoons on Saturday morning because that's the only time we could watch them.
Yeah, you slept past 9 o'clock. You didn't get that. Now it's 24 hours a day.
Little things that we used to do when we were a kid that just amazed us, like, silly putty with the comics. paper.
That did. I enjoyed that.
We used to get the silly putty and press the comic paper in the paper.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was the neatest thing. Goodness. I wish times were that simple still.
It kept us occupied, though, didn't it?
It did. Well, you appreciate, so much more when you don't have so much to choose from. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Really, you do. So,
Our friend Tiffany would like to invite you by her decor boutique. You can check that out here at the Antique Mall here in Meridian, and also
at the Rustic Couture in Quitman on 512 North Archesa Avenue.
now she's got a lot of stuff inside to decorate your home, make it look a whole lot better if you're looking for lamps and things of that nature.
She has modern mixed with rustic decor.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything. Like if you're going on a trip to the beach, she has these little flip flops that you can wear. And if you have like my daughter would love these
Saturday morning slippers.
Yeah, fuzzy slippers. She'd probably wear them out. She probably would wear them anywhere.
Yeah.
But she has really cute tops with the tassels and the bohemian sleeves, dresses, jewelry. She has a little bit of everything. She also has swimsuit cover-ups. You're going to the beach or you have somebody going on a senior trip.
I'd say 9 out of 10 women love those.
They are cute. I mean, really, you could throw that on and with some little like leggings or something, go out to eat.
Yeah.
Really good.
Also, if you're looking for urns, they have plenty of this. Also, if this is one of her paintings that she's got up here that just got in. And also any decorative things that you want. I call them, you call it something else, but I call this a great place to put your keys.
Well, you could do that, Scotty Ray. You could, but you could really use them to serve on also, like at a party or something. Cute tea towels with all kind of little sayings on them. You can hang them anywhere in the house. But check her out. If you have a gift to buy for somebody, birthday's coming up. We just had a lot of graduations and people are still buying graduation gifts. Go check out Tiffany Blue Decor Boutique. And she has the Atrium location in North Hills, also in Quitman.
I'm Rick from Meridian. My life changed forever on my way home from work one Friday night, but I was able to focus on getting healthy because I had Richard Schwartz fighting for me every day. He got me the money I needed to get my life back on track.
I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace on a gorgeous Monday morning as we head toward the top of the hour this morning. Traffic should be back to normal out by Walmart from what we understand there on the road there. I hadn't gotten any more.
One of our listeners and watchers says that Bob Newhart is 91 now.
Wow. And he's still, I take it, getting around pretty good then.
I guess so. Maybe so. Anyway.
I was trying to think of some, Telly Savalas, I think, has passed away. But you remember watching Kojak?
Oh, yeah, with the suckers.
Yeah.
He had the suckers
That was
all the
after the
time.
cigar thing where you wasn't supposed to smoke and all that. Let's see here. COVID has done weird things to people. And I don't know if you've seen this news story yet. I knew somebody that got it and their fingers turned black.
Right.
It was awful looking. But have you ever seen anybody that affected their tongue?
I have not.
Okay, well, this is going to shock you. Look at this. This was in Houston, this gentleman here. Look what it done to his tongue.
Oh, my goodness.
And, if you pull that in, look at his tongue swole, and they had to bandage it.
Oh, my goodness
Now,
gracious. That's awful.
Since then, they've done surgery and gotten the swelling to go down. But can you imagine the pain that was?
I can't imagine. I mean, because you can't eat.
No.
I mean, there's no way you could eat. That's horrible.
So,
It does affect people in so many different ways. Though it affects a lot of people's organs.
Yeah.
They have long-term effects from it. Still, even after they've gotten over it, I've had customers who say that they still have like what you call brain fog,
Yeah.
COVID brain, as some people call it, where they can't remember things. Hair loss has been one of the symptoms that some of my clients have told me about. So it just really affects people in so many different ways.
we were fortunate never to catch it, thankfully. I guess you can still get it. I hear people catching it even after they've had it.
Like before they started testing for it, and before supposedly we knew it was here, like a month or two before, me, my husband, and my little one all come down sick. We had been at the ER for about 3 hours, and then 2 days later we were so sick. And I don't know, that's not what we had. I mean, that's the sickest I've ever been. The worst headache I've ever had, coughing. I mean, just my husband developed pneumonia, was sick for several weeks. Had to go back and forth to the doctors. It was scary because, I mean, he really was sick. So I don't know that that's not what we had. All I know is I don't want it again, whatever.
It was bad.
It was awful.
You hear horror stories.
Yes.
Our next headline that we talk about, and I think most people remember this because it was on CNN every day for months. You remember the Casey Anthony girl?
Yes, I do. Yes.
One of the jurors now is saying, I regret the way that I voted on this. And he thinks she should have been convicted. It's after the fact now. It can't be changed.
I don't see how she was not convicted. I mean, they had that child's DNA found in her trunk. I mean, it was just overwhelming evidence. And just the way that she would come in the courtroom sometimes.
Yeah.
Just like sometimes smiling, sometimes that smirk. It just makes me sick. It is horrible when somebody harms a child.
It is. And he's got to live with that for the rest of his life.
Yes.
Terry Carter said that her daughter has gone without taste or smell since December, talking about what you were talking. Woohoo.
Yeah, some people's have came back, some people's have not. So, goodness.
Let's see here. I had another story that we were going to bring up here. This is full of this across America, of people claiming fraudulent benefits, especially during these times here. This guy here, a New York man, 50, claimed $200,000 in disability benefits, and he was arrested after they saw him on social media bench pressing.
Goodness.
So they will catch you if you do things like that.
Oh, yes.
The PPE has been one of the biggest that we've been watching.
Yes.
Claiming and people buying the cars.
I don't understand that, but... Gosh, this hour has time has flown by. I just don't even understand.
It has flown.
It's like when you're talking, it flies right on by.
Any Dallas Cowboy fans out there? Well, here you go. Ezekiel is being investigated after his dog has bit 2 people.
Goodness.
So he's got a few issues there. And has he really done much since his sophomore year when he...
I don't know. I don't keep up with Ezekiel.
I quit watching the sports. I'm not going to lie.
But if you have large dogs like that, you've got to keep them like under, restraint. I'm not saying like keep them tied up or anything, but you got to keep them in a fence or do something. You can't just let them wander around.
Now, don't forget to make sure to register when you can by posting a comment today or tomorrow, and you'll go in for the drawing for the Chad Prather tickets.
We're going to draw that on Wednesday.
Right. So make sure to do that. Now, as we learned with the TV station of times and all, there could be some rough spots we're working out. We're working all of these out timing wise to make sure that our feed and their feed match.
Right.
We do appreciate each and every one of you joining us today.
We do. And for those of you who have watched this channel before today, we so appreciate you sharing your time with us this morning.
Yeah.
And, go to social media site on Facebook, Scotty Ray's Weather, or YouTube, and you can comment.
Right.
And you can ask us a question. We can interact with you. So I think it's a great addition.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us. We're going to be cutting back to the network now. We'll be back in the morning bright and early, beginning at 8 o'clock. So
8 o'clock.
Join us. We do appreciate it.
Y'all have a blessed day.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by